Hey y'all, Nerd in Texoma back again with another video. Woohoo! Today I'm going to be talking about a Blu-ray set I just recently picked up because it was on sale. And it's out of a TV series based on a book trilogy from about 20 years ago that I think is a pretty darn awesome book series. It is a series called, or collectively called, His Dark Materials. Originally the books were, Golden Compass, the Amber Spyglass, and the Subtle Knife. Basically, what the book series is, it's about this girl who is kind of like a ward of the state type of thing. Takes place in a alternate reality set in roughly about 17 to 1800s ish, but there's some items of modern technology. For example, they travel by airships, blimps. I believe they have electricity in the reality. It's been forever since I've read the books, and it's been a long time since I've actually watched the series, so I'm a little rusty on it. They actually have what are known as demons. Every person has one, and what that is, it's like a little animal projection that, you know, actually has a physical body and everything. That is a projection of like your feelings, like who you actually are inside. As you're younger, your demon can change shape and change form based on, you know, what your emotions are at the moment, stuff like that. Once you get older and more mature, your demon kind of locks into one form. That is the core of who you are. You know, so a person who is, like, say, a thief might have a demon of a ferret, because ferrets, you know, like grabbing little shiny shit and stuff. Or a crow. You know, a person who's very trustworthy and honest may have a demon of, like, an owl, you know, the wise owl. You know, just different animal representations like that. There's also in this world what they call armored bears, which are a sentient species of polar bear that, of course, you know, lives at the poles and stuff. And they're very honor-bound animals, or people. I don't know, you know, since it's an animal that's a person, that has a personality, you know, and stuff like that. And I don't know what you would classify that as. Anyhow, this girl, she was taken in by a university as an orphan, and she's lived on that campus her whole life. When she gets a little older, she gets a hold of an item called, probably mispronouncing this, but a lithiometer, which is what the golden compass is. It's a compass-like item, and if I remember correctly, there's like 3 different dials and a arrow pointer that'll spin around, and she can check it and it'll point to like a different icon on each of the 3 different dials, and she can use that to kind of get guidance in the situation. You know, kind of see if somebody's telling the truth or not based off of what that dial is. It's all up to interpretation. There's this stuff that she goes on. She hears about this great explorer heading a expedition up to the north where he saw a city in the sky, and the university is funding the explorer's trip up there to see what this is, explore it, and everything like that. And somehow, I forget exactly how, she manages to stow away on this trip up to the north. She gets on his airship and all that. Gets kicked off of it, basically, later on when she's found out. And she comes across some other folks that live in a city, you know, actually on the ground up north. Befriends an armored bear who helps her continue her journey to catch up to this explorer and find out what the heck is this city up north. You know, she's a curious troublemaker, we'll say. Once she's there, she finds out a very big secret about who exactly this world-famous explorer is and who the headmaster of the school where she lives is. The church is very powerful in this alternate reality, and they don't want that explorer to go up there because he's exploring this thing called dust. And it's not just, you know, your regular house dust. This is kind of a, for lack of a better term, magical dust. And the younger you are, the more sensitive you are to the dust, I guess you would say. The more it accumulates around you. As you get older, you know, it doesn't accumulate around you as much. It's kind of a magical thing. But the explorer was finding out that this dust was actually like getting attracted and drawn to that city in the sky up in the Arctic Circle. So that's what he's trying to figure out, you know, what the heck this thing is, what's going on with this substance. And like I say, long story short, she tags along, actually gets to that city, and that's where the first book ends, because she travels through, I guess you would say, a split in reality to the other city. Over there, she finds a boy that she befriends, and if I remember correctly, nobody else is really able to cross between the two realities. except for a few members of that very powerful church that basically runs society where she comes from. And that other reality is more in line with current times. So she's traveling around with this boy and exploring things and finding things out, and actually they come across a scientist who's studying the dust. I forget the name that the second reality calls it, but basically studying that and trying to figure out, you know, just what the heck it is. Excuse me. Let me get a drink right quick. Much better. So, the scientist is trying to figure out what this dust is, and they've almost hit, you know, figured it out, and this and that and the other, and I forget exactly what happens next, but oh yeah, the Ember spyglass that they come across actually allows you to see through into other realities. It's like a telescope type of thing, and you can turn the dial and stuff like that, so she can see what's going on back in her home reality. Then they find this item called the subtle knife. And what this does, it actually can cut a hole into an alternate reality to where you can travel through that and back and forth. And the dust can follow from one reality to another and flow differently. The subtle knife can also cut a person from her reality from their demon, which means that animal will die. The person will most likely die, and if they're not, if they don't die from that being cut off from their demon, they're basically in a vegetative state for the rest of their life. Because, like I say, in that reality, that is how someone's emotions manifest. You know, they'll still get upset. You can still, you know, they'll still yell at you and this and that and the other, but their little animal companion will also do that. The subtle knife, like I say, can cut that connection to your little companion, and it can cut through realities. If I'm remembering correctly, in the book series, I'm not sure about the TV series now, because I haven't seen it all. That dust is basically like your soul. And, you know, the more you have around you, the more, I guess you'd say, not hardened by the world that you are. Excuse me, goodness gracious. That's why as you get older, the dust doesn't hang around you as much, because you're a little bit more cynical. Now, I mean, it's not the same for everybody, but that's the general thing. You know, some older folks will still have a little bit more dust around them than others will, and stuff like that. But basically, that is your soul. And what it can pass through the different realities, and it's basically trying to get home to where all the dust accumulates in the universe, basically. That was the book series. Now, again, like I said, it's been a while since I've watched, you know, the first season of the TV series. I was able to find the second season at Walmart a couple years ago. And then the third series I haven't seen yet, but I managed to find it recently on Blu-ray. Yes, these are DVDs and the one Blu-ray. And this was $10, thankfully. You know, I think I spent about $10 for each of these two also. The two DVDs that I got, because I managed to find them on Black Friday sales at Walmart. But I just haven't been able to find the DVD of the third season cheap enough to where I can afford it, you know, so that's why I got it on Blu-ray, because, hey, $10, I can find $10. And I can finally watch the whole entire series, see if it's similar to the book series, which it was pretty darn close. So I'm guessing that it will still follow into the book series and stuff like that. Personally, I think it's a very good adventure tale. I think there's a lot of action and adventure. Goodness gracious. I apologize about that, folks. But I definitely think this is a good series to watch. I remember, you know, seeing the first season of it and, you know, thinking it's very well acted and everything like that. I would definitely recommend picking it up. I believe now you can get a box set. I'm not sure if it's DVD or Blu-ray of all three seasons, you know, collected together for about $40 at Walmart. I'm not sure, you know, the pricing anywhere else, but I'm sure if you do a little bit of digging, you might be able to find it for a little bit less, or, you know, the individual seasons like I have collected. You know, you might be able to find those for cheap. But definitely, I would recommend it. Check it out. See if you like it. See if you like the adventure in it and the storytelling. And, yeah. As soon as I catch up on a lot of other TV series that I'm watching right now and catching up on, like Hell on Wheels, I'll give this a look and, you know, hopefully enjoy the third season, depending on where you are. That's what you call it, series or season. But check out the third season of the show, and hopefully it'll live up to what the first season did and the bits that I've seen of the second season. So, alright, y'all. Take it easy. Nerd in Texoma. Talk to you later.